Yo, I said yo. Let's get it. Smash the like button as you come in the building. Headbutt the like button as you come in the building. Let everybody know Knockout Boxing 86 TV is live, bro. It's time to get to the money. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Hold up. What the hell? There we go. My bad. It's time to get to the money, man. Who gonna get to this bag? We gonna find out, bro. I can't wait to listen to these debates. Real shit. Let me hit up KingG. Everybody else is back here like, what's happening? Let me hit up KingG one time, bro. Where my... Bro, what's going on? Hold on, bro. What's going on, bro? My shit keep paused. Oh, there you go. Here. I ain't gotta hit him up. This link is only for KingG, man. Larry Holmes. Lennox Lewis. Boy, I got some questions for y'all, man. Oh, I got some questions for y'all, man. I hope y'all study. I really do. I don't know, Oz Boxing. Do you like it? Shit. I don't know if this the beat you like. Shit, I like it. That's why I play it to start my show every time, man. Oh, come on, KingG. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. You just hit that link, man. I need KQ up here, though. Man, god damn it, bro. I want all 24 seconds that's left of this beat, god damn it. It gets me in my mode. All right, man. What my bro DJ G5 gave, man? DJ G5 gave, bro, drop that beat on their head, man. Shout out to my homie G5 made this shit for me, man. Where that? There you go.
KO debate here. We lit tonight. Y'all come through, man. Y'all know how we gonna show up and show out. See y'all all in the building.
All right, man. Welcome back to another episode. It's your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV. All the competitors and judges are backstage. So let me do this roll call and we're going to get straight to the action. We got brother Huey Q in the building, Todd Swindle, Gertz, boxing matchups with Dwayne Freeman, Byron Bradley, one of our channel members, Stinger from above, salute. Andrew Gray, another channel member, DJ7 for life in the building. What's good with it? Zoomverse in the building. What's popping with you? Nas, what's up with it? Nathir Young Flex and what's good? Mr. Mechanical, what's popping with you? Rodzilla in the building. Thrill Hill, the OG. We got IB Who I Be in the building. The Fix Sports TV, Anthony Chulo, Josh Sanders, what's good with you? Ray Patterson, Edgar Chavez in the building. Angie Wise Fool, KingG, the boxologist, not me. Robert Singleton, Brandon House in the building. Who else we got, bro? I'm here for boxing channel member done slid through. Cash Crypto in the building. William Old School, Eyes Boxing, excuse me. I don't want to mispronounce nobody's name if I can help it. Silverado Low, what's good with it? My light-skinned brother from another day one supporter, channel member Omega Red in the building. What's good with it, Omega? Black Preacher Man 1, what's happening with you? Josh Sanders in the building. Who else we got, man? Who else done slid up in this thing? Run them likes up too, bro. Run them likes up. King Styles Productions, what's happening with you? Who else we got? Ronnie Bravo, what's good with you, Ronnie Bravo? We got NBA D Nice in the building. Cassandra in the building, what's good with you, Cassandra? House Solo, what's popping with you? And that's everybody so far as you come in the building. As I said, hit the like button. The semifinals is here. The Red, what up? I see you. Georgia Peach Denise, what up? I see you. The semifinals is here. We starting off with KingG, the boxologist, versus Dwayne Freeman. They going at it over Larry Holmes and Lennox Lewis. Now, since these is the final four, in case y'all been under a rock somewhere as the tournament been going on, these brothers each gonna get 10 minutes to lay they shit down, bro. 10-minute rounds, 5-minute rebuttals around this motherfucker. Okay? I will be judging. BFTB will be judging. Right side will be judging. KQKC will be the moderator. Not only am I a judge, it's money on the line. Judge has been great so far, but I got the final say. So if I see some fuckery going on, which I don't anticipate from anybody, because everybody I rock with solid. But if somebody clearly lost and somebody end up giving them around anyway, we calling that out. We getting to the money, bro. Integrity above everything around this motherfucker. So let's get them up here. Let's get some final words. Let's get some instructions. And let's get this shit cracking. Bullet Gibson, what's up with it, man? Salute to you, bro. Everybody in the building. All right, let me get KingG up here. Let me get BFTB up here. Let me get D-Free up here. Let me get right side up here. And I'll be moderating as well until KQ gets in the building. He's running a little late. But let me go to BF first. BF, what's up with it, bro? Fire-ass interview you just did. Highly entertaining. I suggest everybody go check out that interview he just did with 78 Sports TV. That shit was lit. But let them know, man, as always, how they get your vote tonight and what you're going to be looking for, bro.
Peace and blessings to my brother KO, man. Salute to the panel, salute to the chat. Man, listen, bro, it's the same type of time. Ain't nothing changed, bro. Give me the facts if you can. If you don't got them, then lie. If you lie to me, make it good. You know what I'm saying? If your opponent don't catch it, that ain't my problem. You know what I'm saying? I rock with y'all, bro. I see a lot of people mad at me and mad at my judging, man, and whatever. I don't care, man. Listen, bro, I've done put out family, people that I rock with heavy, and I voted against them. So if y'all mad with that, man, that ain't got nothing to do with me, man. That's something to do with y'all. That's y'all preparation, not my judging. But it is what it is, man. I'm ready for this fire debate.
Already. Skywalker, what's up with it, Skywalker? I see you, and I also see A1 Hoops on in the building. What's up, bro? All right, right side, how they get your vote tonight, man?
And first things first, as always, salute KO, salute everybody on the panel, man. Salute everybody in the chat. Man, I done judged both of these brothers plenty of times. Y'all know what it is. Hey, make it good, man. It's the final four. It's the final four. Make it good, man. I'm looking forward to these debates, and y'all know what it is, man. Let's do it.
All right. Let me go to D-Free. D-Free, last words before we get this thing started, man.
Nah, man, let's get it.
Already. King G, anything you want to say before we get this thing started, bro?
This nigga's scared.
Already. All right, man. Let's get it popping, bro. I'm gonna go to the coin flip. Here we go. Let me present the screen. Who calling it in the air? And what y'all got? D Free got his. I bet. Let me get to this shit real quick. All right, we should be good. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Boop. It landed on tails. King G, who going first?
As always, my fool can go first.
All right, here we go. You got 10 minutes, D Free. Let me get my timer going.
Hey, KO, real quick, drop the link in the chat real quick for me.
Okay, give me 1 second. There you go. All right, here we go. All right, D Free, you got 10 minutes for your opening statement of round 1. Timer starts when you start talking. The question is, and just for y'all don't know, this is, let me put them up here and take this other one off. All right, boom. This one is Lennox Lewis versus Larry Holmes. D Free got Larry Holmes. King G got Lennox Lewis. For everybody that's clear. Now, first question, and shout out real quick, Oz Boxing with the $5 in the super chat for starting this thing right. Boxing, please. Yeah, we in here. All right. So there's the question. Golden era. Which fighter came from the best era of heavyweights? Larry Holmes era. He became champion in the late 70s, and he was one of them ones into the 80s. So his era is the 80s. Lennox Lewis era is the 90s. So D Free, explain to us why it's Larry Holmes that came from the best era of heavyweights. You got 10 minutes. Timer starts when you start talking.
Well, we all know the late 70s, early 80s was the great era of heavyweights. I mean, you had the likes of Ken Norton, Ernie Shavers, Muhammad Ali, Leon Spence, Michael Spinks, Tim Witherspoons, Bone Crusher Smith. You had Joe Frazier. So you had guys that's in the Hall of Fame. Majority of those guys that I named are in the Hall of Fame, and these guys, they was fighting 15 rounders. They wasn't fighting 12 rounders. They was fighting 15 rounders. So you had to be a guy that had endurance and able to go 15 rounds if you wasn't able to get your opponent out of there. You also had George Foreman in that era as well, who was a masterclass knockout artist. He was out there knocking people blocks off left and right. You had Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest boxers of all time as a heavyweight. And like I said, you got Larry Holmes, who trained as Muhammad Ali's sparring partner, and he took on similar styles of Muhammad Ali. And so, like I said, these guys was fighting 15 rounds. There wasn't no 12-round fights. So you had to be able to endure punishment for 15 rounds. And these guys was going blow for blow. It wasn't all of this back up, break the fight up, stop holding and all that. No, these fighters was in the clinch. They would be fighting in the clinch, and you get knocked down, you get back up, you get knocked down, get back up, and these guys would keep going. There wasn't no standing 8 counts like we see now. When you get knocked down and there's a slip, and the guys, they're like, oh, we got to do an 8 count. Nah, these guys would get right back up. Referee would rub their gloves off, and they get right back to it. So these guys was going blow for blow. And like I said, these heavyweights in the 90s, you had guys like Michael, what's his name? Michael Moore. You had Lennox Lewis, who was a decent fighter. You had Mike Tyson, who resume is kind of shady at the beginning of his career. You had Buster Douglas. You had Frank Bruno, Botha. You had these guys that would not last in the 80s and the 70s. These guys is not going 15 rounds, let alone would they be able to stand up to a Joe Frazier or George Foreman or Muhammad Ali. These guys ain't standing up to those guys. They have nothing to do with Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali would run through everybody in the heavyweight division in the 90s. He's running through the whole heavyweight division without a loss. And then you got Joe Frazier, who's knocking out just about everybody in the 90s. You got George Foreman knocking out everybody in the 90s. These guys they're not built for that. They built for a 12-round fight. They're not built for the long haul. These guys don't put in the work that these guys would put in. These guys came from nothing. All they had was boxing. They just had to fight in order to make a living. These guys was coming from nothing. And this was going to times of when we was just getting out of the segregation. So they had all these. They had a lot of these guys was black fighters, so they had the white people hating on them, didn't want to give them their respect, and they had to work for it. Nowadays, in the 90s and in the early 2000s, these guys was given pretty much everything. As soon as they knock out somebody that had a little name, they getting $1 million pay-per-view fights. They getting all the notoriety. Larry Holmes ain't getting no notoriety until after he beat Ken Norton. This man, Larry Holmes, was running through people, and he wasn't getting no notoriety. These guys, Muhammad Ali, he ain't getting no notoriety until he made a name for himself, and they started listening, and he still was getting disrespected, even though he was one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. They didn't show him respect until after he retired. George Foreman, he wasn't getting no notoriety like that. All they was looking at him was to beat Muhammad Ali, and when he lost, they stopped looking at George Foreman like that. These guys was not getting the notoriety that the guys in the 80s and the 90s was getting. I mean, in the 90s and the 2000s was getting, because it was everything was changing. You started getting the internet, and so people was watching these guys more. They wasn't getting the TV exposure in the 70s and in the 80s. These guys was getting TV exposure in the 90s and in the 2000s. So these guys had to work for it, and they made them a better fighter because they was fighting everybody. It wasn't I'm not going to fight this person, I'm going to fight that person. They was fighting everybody. Everybody that stepped in the ring, they fought him. Everybody that said they was somebody, they fought him. So these guys was definitely the better heavyweight era in the 70s and 80s than it was in the 90s and 2000s. And that's all I got on it.
All right. Good stuff. Solid opening statement from D Free. We going straight to KingG. Let me get my timer right. All right, KingG, you got 10 minutes. You got the question. Tell us why Lennox Lewis came from the better era, man. You got 10 minutes when you start talking.
How you bring it? That's how you move? That's what you coming with? Well, you definitely getting your ass whipped.
Listen, man. Hey, listen, real quick. Hey, let me know when I'm in the 5-minute mark, please.
I got you.
Thank you, sir. All right, man. Let's be honest, man. We talking about the 90s, bro. We talking about the best era in heavyweight boxing, bro, when you have nothing but superstars. Everybody wanted to participate in a piece of the 90s, but not everybody could compete. Now, when you're looking at Lewis rose to the top as the best fighter of the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And I think you got your stuff mixed up because you saying Holmes is from the 80s, bro. And then you mentioning Joe Frazier, man. I started to tell you, bro, Joe Frazier is really a 70s fighter. Ali's really a 70s fighter. Norton's really a 70s fighter. You know what I mean? Foreman's really come from the 70s, and he also fought in the 90s, but we know he took a 10-year hiatus from 77 to 87. So you mentioning him in the 80s is not really, you know what I'm saying, doing good for you. You talking about he was running through people. Man, who was he running through? Who was he running through like that? You mentioned Ernie Shavers, bro. Ernie Shavers had 6 losses already, bro. He was coming off a loss to a 35-year-old Ali. You know what I mean? Then he rematched Holmes and dropped Holmes in the 7th round. And he already lost the award to Ronnie Lyle. This dude was never even a champion, bro. He was stopped in the first round by Jerry Corey. You mentioned Kid Norton. Wasn't Kid Norton the same Kid Norton that was KO'd in the 8th round by Jose Luis Garcia? He was knocked down 3 times. Is that the same one that was put to bed by George Foreman? The same Ken Norton that was coming off of back-to-back losses in 73 and 74? The same Ken Norton who got awarded the title because they stripped Spinks and then gave the title to him, you know what I'm saying, because Ali had dropped the belt. And then after he beat Jimmy Young for the Eliminator, they gave him this paper title. That's the title who Holmes won it from. And then they had it a split decision. They didn't really think Holmes really even beat the dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They had it, some judge had it for the other guy. Who did he really fight, bro? He fought Ray Mercer way later when Ray Mercer was still green. You talk about Spinks and Berbick, bro. Spinks and Berbick was still green. They only claimed the Flame was beating up an old Ali, bro. You know what I mean? The dude, Jerry Corey, man, these dudes was trash. When you look at the 90s had everybody, bro. When you look at his, matter of fact, I'm gonna go off of Lewis' resume and just cook there off the 90s guys that he fought. You know what I mean? First champion you want to look at is Mike Weaver, but we know that's a wash because we know Holmes fought him and Lewis fought him, but Lewis KO'd him quicker than Holmes KO'd him. All right, Terrell Biggs. He's a top contender. He was an Olympic standout. He won Olympic gold in '84. This dude was 6'5", great footwork, great boxer. Gives Holmes problems, bro. He had an 80-inch reach, bro, with a great jab. He had great moments in the Tyson fight, if y'all remember that fight. Another top contender that he fought, bro. This is in the 90s, bro. Gary Mason, RIP Gary Mason. He was a top contender, bro. 35-0, 33 knockouts. Who Holmes fight like that? The only person this man ever lost to, bro, is Lennox Lewis, bro. He was stopped in the 7th round. This guy beat Tyrell Biggs, the guy I just named. You remember Razor Ruddock? Another top contender from the 90s, bro. And he was in a tournament for the WBC elimination, and they had him favored to win the whole thing. He was favored to beat Lewis, bro. And Lewis went in there and destroyed this dude. This dude beat champions like Bone Crusher Smith, Michael Dokes, Page. You know what I'm saying? He would have gave what's the name problems as well. Another tall guy. You know what I mean? He had to get stopped by a prime Mike Tyson in the 7th, bro. But remember, Lewis, he stopped him in a 2nd. Big Tony Tucker. Y'all remember him? Another guy in the 90s. Great jab, 48-1, bro. Would give Holmes problems. 6'5", 82-inch reach. 48-1, bro. Who the hell Holmes have like that in at his time, bro, that he was fighting? This dude he was a great boxer, great jab, great chin. You know what I mean? He beat Buster Douglas for the title. He beat Arbler McCall, a guy that Holmes got beat by. Another guy that's in the 90s. Another guy in the 90s, Frank Bruno. Y'all remember him? He fought this guy back-to-back after Tony Tucker. You know, he's similar to Joshua, big bodybuilder type dude. He would have gave Holmes problems too. 6'3", 82-inch reach, hard puncher, bro. Tyson had said he was the hardest punch he ever had, one of the hardest punches he ever been hit by, bro. You know what I mean? And he rocked the prime Mike Tyson. He beat Coatsy, another guy that Holmes didn't fight until he unified the title. He beat Oliver McCall, another guy that Holmes got beat by. In the 90s, Tommy Morrison, another one in the 90s. Y'all remember him? Tommy Gunn from Rocky, right? The Great Right Hope, not like Toney, because he actually won him a heavyweight title. He beat Razor Ruddock, former champion Foreman, a guy that you named. He beat Pinklin Thomas, who had a cold ass jab. He didn't lose after he was stopped by Lennox Lewis, man. After that, right back to back, he beat Ray Mercer, a guy that you just bigged up. You know what I'm saying? So we'll call that a wash, right? Who was more experienced when he fought Lennox Lewis. And then right after
5 minutes, you got 5 minutes.
5 minutes, all right, cool. After that, you got Oliver McCall, another guy that beat Holmes. He's fighting these guys back to back, bro. This is Lewis in the 90s. After Oliver McCall, he fought Akawande, who 32-0, bro. A big, tall ass African who would have gave Holmes some problems. And then as soon as he get finished fighting him, what does he do? In the 90s, you couldn't even go find weak competition, bro. Andrew Galata, man, hey, knocked out Andrew Galata in round 1. This is a top contender. This is the same guy that was whooping on Boaz before he started hitting them low blows, bro. He was selling outboxing him. He beat Witherspoon. You know, he beat let's move on, man. Another one. Right after that, who he fight? Shannon Briggs. He was a true lineal champion, bro. Most first rounds KOs ever in the 90s, bro. You know what I mean? The last U.S. champion since Wilder, because he had the WBO. He would have gave Holmes problems. 6'4", power puncher. You know what I'm saying? Lewis took his power, fought with him toe to toe, and stopped him in 5, bro. This is the same guy to be Foreman. He fought Michael Grant. Name a guy in the 80s that's like Michael Grant that Holmes went up against. 6'7", 250, 86-inch reach, prime, 31-0, bro. You know what I'm saying? They say he was Lewis' heir apparent. You know what I'm saying? He had just stopped Galata before he was destroyed by Lewis. But obviously, you know, other non-champs we want to point out, Franz Bartha, David Tua, another destroyers, but the best two, I want to save them for last, man. Where I'm at? 2 minutes, 1 minute, where I'm at? Pause my time. Hello? Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep going.
You got 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes.
I got 3 minutes. All right, cool. Well, let me click on David Tua real quick, man. Y'all remember David Tua, right? He was in the 90s, man, knocking out everybody, man. A Samoa nightmare, bro. He destroyed John Ruiz, a champion in the 90s, in the first round, bro. He only lost to Ike Biabuchi, who still ain't never lost, an undefeated champion, bro. And he KO'd Rockmine. This guy was coming off an eight knockout streak when he got in the ring with Lewis. You know what I mean? This is, and when you look at Tyson, what can we say, bro? Youngest undisputed champion ever, captivated the sport. He KO'd Holmes. He beat Tony Tucker. He beat Thomas, Bone Crusher. The list goes on. Tyrell Biggs, Tony Tubbs, Razor Ruddock. Come on, bro. Galata, Selden, Frank Bruno. You know what the difference in all them fighters is? Only 2 of them that wasn't champions. And then the last but not least, the cream de la crumb, man, the cherry on top, Holyfield of the 90s, undisputed cruiser heavyweight champ, bro. Beat Holmes, and beat 17 world champions. I say again, beat 17 world champions. International Boxing Hall of Fame, beat 5 International Boxing Hall of Fame champions, including Foreman, Tyson, Bo, Holmes. Never beat Lewis, though. Never beat Lennox Lewis. First ever to win an undisputed belt in a 3-belt era, 2 weight classes, bro. 4-time heavyweight champ. That's 1 more than Ali. You know what I'm saying? Holmes was just another win, bro. These the 90s, man. These the dogs in the 90s. I ain't even got on the guys that your boy skipped. I deal with that. Easy.
All right, D Free, you heard what he had to say, bro. You got 5 minutes to offer up your rebuttal. Timer starts when you start talking, man.
Yeah, I hear him doing a lot of talking, but he ain't really saying nothing. He naming a whole bunch of guys that ain't shit. Like I said, Larry Holmes started fighting in 1973. He ended his career in 2002. Larry Holmes fought in the 70s because you want to say Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier was a 70s fighter. Larry Holmes fought in the 70s. But like I said, the 70s had Joe Frazier, Hall of Famer, had Muhammad Ali, Hall of Famer, Ken Norton, Hall of Famer, Larry Holmes, Hall of Famer. You had also he fought. You brought up Bone Crusher Smith multiple times, and last time I checked, Larry Holmes knocked Bone Crusher Smith out in '84, and then he fought him again and beat him again. So you bringing up Bone Crusher Smith like he did something. Bone Crusher Smith wasn't doing shit when it came to Larry Holmes. And then you said Ray Mercer, he was green. Yeah, he might, if you want to call him green, but Larry Holmes fought him in '92. Larry Holmes was already fighting for 19 years. And he still beat Ray Mercer, unanimous decision. Which when you fought Ray Mercer, when Lennox Lewis fought Ray Mercer, he was 35, and you got a split decision. But Larry Holmes was already fighting for 19 years and got a unanimous decision over Ray Mercer. And then you want to sit here and talk about these guys wasn't nobody. All I heard was Mike Tyson, I heard Lennox Lewis, and I heard Evander Holyfield. None of those other guys you name are Hall of Famers. None of those guys are Hall of Famers. You talk about David Tua. David Tua ain't do shit. He's not a Hall of Famer. Then you talk about Frank Bruno. Frank Bruno is not a Hall of Famer. He didn't do shit. You talk about Razor Ruddock. He didn't do shit. His best fight was when he lost to Mike Tyson. That was his best fight, losing to Mike Tyson. Then you talk about Rockman. Rockman knocked you out. What are you talking about? Rockman didn't do anything. He won the title by knocking you out, and then he lost the title. He didn't do anything. These guys are not Hall of Famers. They might be names, but they're not Hall of Famers. The best era was the 70s and the 80s. That's where all the Hall of Famers are. That's what everybody is compared to, the 70s and the 80s. They're not compared to the 90s. They're compared to the 70s and the 80s. You always been comparing people to Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Joe Frazier. Frazier, Larry Holmes. You compare them to those guys. You don't compare them to Mike Tyson. You don't compare him to Lennox Lewis. You say, can Lennox Lewis hold up in the 70s and the 80s? Can Mike Tyson hold up in the 70s and 80s? Can Evander Holyfield hold up in the 70s and 80s? You don't compare them to the 90s because we know that in the 70s and 80s, it was a different era. You was fighting longer fights. You was fighting tougher competition. These guys got watered down resumes in the 90s. They built their name up to make them seem like they was something, but they was really nothing. We all saw that when they fought real competition, they lost. They was nothing. They didn't do anything. You talking about Ernie Schaefer was a knockout artist. He had 6 losses because he fought people. Those guys that you talking about didn't fight nobody. They fought a bunch of people over in the UK. They didn't fight nobody in the United States. When they came to the United States, they lost. The guys like Razor Ruddock and Frank Bruno, those guys' resumes was built up. They didn't do anything. That's my time.
All right. You heard what D Free had to say in his rebuttal to you, King G. You got 5 minutes to offer up your rebuttal. Timer starts when you start cooking, bro.
Let me work. Please let me work. That one. He about to get this work. He about to get this work.
You talking about the guys in the 90s ain't shit? My dude, have you lost your mother French toast mind? All the superstars that you probably grew up watching boxing probably was coming from the 90s stock, bro. The 90s spot, the 90s stock. You know what I mean? You talking about Hall of Famers? Well, let's talk about Hall of Famers, bro. Because you correct. Look, Larry Holmes, he had 6 Hall of Fame fights to Lennox Lewis 4 Hall of Fame fights. But guess what? You didn't say that Larry Holmes only beat 2 Hall of Famers. Lennox Lewis beat 3 Hall of Famers. And Lennox Lewis was a lineal title holder twice to Holmes only 1 time, bro. You talking about Bone Crusher Smith ain't shit. Hey, guess what? If you was listening, I didn't bring up Bone Crusher Smith on Lennox Lewis' resume. I brought up Bone Crusher Smith on a resume of an opponent that Lennox Lewis beat. But your guy beat Bone Crusher Smith, and now you talking about Bone Crusher Smith ain't shit, and you just shitted on a champion on your own guy's resume. So now we know that your guy ain't fighting shit fighters, bro. You talking about, oh, he beat Mercer, but he beat Mercer when he was undefeated. Okay, cool. He beat Mercer. Did he beat Holyfield? No, he didn't. He didn't, but Lennox Lewis did. Did he beat Tyson? No, he didn't, but Lennox Lewis did. Did he beat Oliver McCall? No, he did, but Lennox Lewis did. So when you watch Ray Mercer, Ray Mercer also got beat, like I said, by Lennox Lewis. Some of the best guys on your resume was on there with Lennox Lewis. It's a whole bunch of guys that your guy missed in the 80s, bro. Why he didn't fight Greg Page, who was a champion in the 80s when he was a champion? Because we got to understand, Holmes was a champion from 78 to 83, and he was a champion from 85, bro. This guy did not go in there and fight all the guys, bro. Why he didn't fight George Foreman, bro? You brought him up. Why he didn't fight him? Why he didn't fight Joe Frazier? Why he didn't fight him? He could have fought him. Why he didn't fight Ronald Lyle? You know what I'm saying? Why when you look at your boy, when you look at Foreman, bro, did you know that Foreman and Larry Holmes is the same age, G? They're the same age. They're the same age. And when Foreman was out there fighting Frazier and Norton and Lyle and Ali, this dude was a sparring partner for Ali, bro. Why he didn't fight Michael Dokes in the 80s, who was a champion? What about Jerry Coates? Why he didn't unify against Jerry Coates? He didn't unify. He could have fought Pinklin Thomas. Why he didn't fight him? You talking about okay, yo, if you want to say the 80s is cool, the 80s ain't cool on his resume because he missed a lot of guys, bro. He missed a whole bunch of guys. You don't want to talk about it. This dude was getting beat by shitty-ass Brian Nielsen, bro. He got beat by a guy that's moving up in weight class, G. And you telling me his era was the best era? What he do in the 80s? Mike Tyson was the man in the 80s. Ali was the man in the 70s. And Lewis was a man in the 90s. This man, so obviously, and these guys gravitated to the 90s. A lot of great champions from the 80s. I'm mentioning names, bro. Bruno, these dudes are a champion, bro. What are you talking about? Shannon Briggs, a champion. You didn't hear that name? Tony Tucker was a champion. Mike Tyson's a champion. These are champion fighters, bro. In the 90s, bro. Ray Mercer in the 90s. Michael Grant was in the 90s. Riddick Bowe in the 90s. and he beat Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe was the #1 USA silver medalist, and he beat him when at a top level in the Olympics, bro. Who also beat every opponent he ever fought. You know what I'm saying? Beat 6 heavyweight champions. You know what I'm saying? Remind me again, what the fuck? How the hell he come from a stronger era, bro? When there's more dogs in this era, there's more champions in this era, bro. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Witherspoon. I mean, he beat Witherspoon with a split decision. They thought he lost.
You got 1 minute. You got 1 minute.
They thought he lost that fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the same dude that lost to Pinklin Thomas, who was a good jabber. So we already know Witherspoon had issues with jabbers. Come on, bro. Man, I yield.
All right, that's it for round 1, man. Fire opening round. Let me throw the poll in the chat and let me go to my fellow judges. I'm gonna go to BFTB first on this one. BF, who you giving the round to in this round 1, and why you giving it to him?
Man, that was an amazing round, bro. Can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear, bro.
Okay, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was an amazing round. Man, this one was close, but I gave it to one person off of 1 point. But let me go over these right quick. So I think D-Free came out swinging. That 15 round thing of them going 15 rounds it was a doozy, and I didn't see KingG rebut that, because he could have, because there were rounds in there where there was fights that they didn't go 50, where Frazier didn't go 15 rounds, not Frazier, Holmes didn't go 15 rounds, and there was several, but I didn't see him rebut that, so he could have, but it was a strong point. But there was other ones. I like the TV exposure that D-Free talked about, because we're talking about an era, right? We're talking about an era. I liked how he brought up the TV exposure. I liked how he talked about comparing the fighters from the 70s and 80s. He bundled packaged that one in. That was smart of him to do that. That was smart of him to not focus strictly on the 80s, but bundle in that 70s and 80s as the era of Holmes. It was very smart. That was smart of him to do that. I liked how he talked about the losses because of the people he fought. I like that, that, because that says that they were fighting everybody. He got lost, but he was fighting everybody. I liked how the homie KingG came back. At first, I didn't think. I know people did, but I didn't. I didn't think that his initial round was strong as D-Freeze. I thought that he's focused more on a resume breakdown and not like the things that would make it like something, but he came back with that when his rebuttals, and he talked about the superstars that wanted to compete there, that Lennox rose to the top from beating those superstars, and I like that he did that. I like that he talked about Frazier didn't fight in the 80s, but again, D-Free captured that when he did a little bundle package for the 70s and 80s, so that was really smart of him. So that I was neck and neck right there. And KingG talked about the fighters in the 90s that beat Holmes. And then he talked about the Hall of Famers. When D-Free hit the Hall of Famers, that was a beautiful, that was solid. And then KingG came back and talked about, he fought 6, but you only really beat 2. You know what I'm saying? And Lennox fought 4 and beat 3 of them. They both had the bone crusher, the back and forth debacle. But for me, what did it for me is when KingG said Holmes didn't fight Page, he didn't fight Foreman, he didn't fight Frazier, he didn't fight Lyles, he didn't fight Dokes, he didn't fight Cokes. That's what did it for me, because all up until that point, I was rocking with D-Free because the amount of fights that they were fighting, he had me, and I was with him, and I was rocking with him. And if KingG didn't drop that, I would have gave it to D-Free. But because he did that, it's like, the fighters are fighting, they're fighting, but he didn't fight those guys, right? And then it sort of came back to the resume that he gave me that I didn't think was strong enough for his first output. I didn't think was strong enough. That's captured it back up with those fighters that Holmes didn't fight, right? So that with how he started out, which I didn't think that was strong enough, but then how he finished, it captured it. It circled back around to it. I think that's what gave it to me for KingG. So I gave that one to KingG for round 1.
All right. Let's go to right side. Who you giving the round to, bro?
Man, I agree with almost everything BF said. It was a very, 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 very close round. I go back and I look at the question, golden era. which fighter came from the best era of heavyweights, right? I felt like KingG, he spent more time on resume. He did bring out a lot of those great fighters, but what did it for me was when he brought up the point, like BF just brought out, Larry Holmes, he fought 6 Hall of Famers, only won 2, but he did fight 6 of them. Whereas Lennox Lewis fought 4 and beat 3. And when he agreed with him and said, "You're correct about this point, about him fighting those Hall of Famers," I think that's what did it for me. The Hall of Famers in the air really is what broke it down for me. And so I gave the round to D-Free.
Okay. All right. So, man, I agree with y'all. Great round. Some key points I took from D-Free as I was writing my notes. The 15-round shit was fire. The no standing 8 count shit was fire. He talked about how the fighters from the 80s were tougher than the 90s. That's subjective. You know, you can make arguments both ways. Some of those guys from the 90s are extremely tough as well. He also brought up he also brought up Joe Frazier. I heard him bring up Muhammad Ali. I heard him bring up Ken Norton. I heard him bring up a lot of people. But then in KingG, I know y'all said he broke down just the resume a lot, but he also gave some good rebuttals to Joe Frazier and Ken Norton and Ali, saying that those fighters was mainly like 70s and Larry Holmes' reign was really in the 80s. He became champion in 78, so that's only 2 years in the 70s. So I thought that was a good point that he brought up. You know, kind of letting people know, like, hey, those fighters was kind of an era before Larry Holmes, and when he fought them, you know, they were kind of past their prime. Then he offered up some rebuttals to Ernie Shavers. He offered some rebuttals to Spinks and Burbick, which I thought were good. I thought D-Free, if we're going opening statements, I thought KingG had a better opening statement than D-Free. I liked his a little bit better. Then we get into the rebuttals, bro, and they both went crazy on the rebuttal. Like D-Free turned up on his rebuttal, and he was trying to knock down everything that KingG was saying, and he did a really good job of it. But KingG came back, and the strongest point that D-Free made to me was alluded to was the point about, look, man, at the end of the day, Larry Holmes come from the best era because he fought way more fucking Hall of Famers. He got 6. This dude ain't fought no 6 motherfucking Hall of Famers. All he do was fighting each other. But then KingG came back and said, hold up, yeah, they were fighting each other, but your guy wasn't fighting each other. And yeah, he might have fought more Hall of Famers, but my guy beat more. And that right there slightly edged around towards KingG, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with KingG in this round. Stronger opening statement, in my opinion, and I think 2 strong ass rebuttals. But he tore down one of D-Free's strongest points in his rebuttal. So I'm gonna rock out with KingG in this one, and we're moving on to round 2. Let's see what the chat said. Give me 1 second. Just want to get their thoughts out there too. So the chat had it a very close round as well. Chat did 60-40. 60% of the chat voted in favor of KingG, and 42 was it's changing right now, and about 40% of the chat voted for D-Free. So y'all be sure to vote on the polls. We're gonna read those in between rounds. I'm gonna get the second question going, and this time KingG will go first. And this is something I want to hear. So you got to do it. Oh, hold on. Let me catch these super chats too. I forgot about them. Real quick. Let me catch these joints. Let me go to Skywalker in the super chat with the $2. He say hit the like button. Yeah, y'all hit the like button. Then we got 78 Sports TV coming through heavy. It ain't showed up on here yet. There you go. It's just now coming to my stream. Yours. Shout out 78 Sports TV with the $100 in the super chat, man. Says fire debate so far. And again, bro, last time you was here, man, love the work that you're doing over there, and keep doing your thing, bro. You's one of the leaders of this shit, man, that on this YouTube shit. And shout out to you and everybody over there at the LDBC doing their thing, man. Much love from me to all of y'all, bro. But all right, so here we go, bro. Let's get to the second question. So this one here is something that people debate. I've heard like boxing heads get in this motherfucker, bro. And when I talk to my people that I'm cool with, talk boxing, y'all, this is one of the ones that people can go hours about, bro, when we talking this boxing shit. So I want to hear these brothers break it down. I was thinking of doing a fantasy fight shit, Holmes versus Lennox Lewis, but I didn't want to do that in this one. So I want to stick to one particular tool, and I really want to test these brothers' boxing knowledge. So KingG, you got 10 minutes. The question is very simple. The word jab. The word jab. Which one of these fighters, Lennox Lewis or Larry Holmes, has the better jab? Explain to the people why it's Lennox Lewis over Larry Holmes. You got 10 minutes. Go ahead and start cooking. Timer starts when you go, man.
Okay. First off, we got to understand something. Now, I know a lot of people feel like Holmes, you know, he had a great jab, but you got to understand, man, who was he there learning from? I just mentioned he was Ali's sparring partner. So, of course, he's going to pick up things from one of the greatest, which was the jab, because obviously they're both out boxers. But how many times have you seen him in there with guys with the jab? You know what I'm saying? It actually has a good jab, like Pinklin Thomas, like Tyrell Biggs. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if his jab it could stand up into, you know what I'm saying, to some of the elite competition. You know what I'm saying? But it did stand up to, you know, flat-footed fighters. It would stand up to sluggers. But if it's somebody with his jab and going against somebody else that got a good jab too, that can stand up to his shots, you know what I'm saying? How effective is his jab? You know what I'm saying? Now he just has. Now I'm about to go into how really Holmes has one type of jab while Lewis has 4 types of jabs. The first type of jab, which and including Holmes' jab. Now, the first type of jab that Lewis has is a swatting jab. You know what I mean? And that swatting jab is like when they in the high guard, you know, Lewis can throw that jab out there and swat it to pull down the high guard to open them up. You know what I mean? And so he can, you know, do some counter, some punching, maybe a 1-2 or, you know, maybe even a combination. But then he also had a stiff jab. You know what I mean? A good, strong jab. And he was a big, heavy guy. You know what I'm saying? Big, long, strong. So it just made sense with his size stature being 6'5". You know what I mean? You got to think about it. He got an 84-inch reach advantage. So him having that good stiff jab could reset a fighter, and he'll pop it out there real fast and real hard. And he was very, very measurable with this stiff jab that he had. And he was I mean, I'm talking about as far as when it comes to measuring distance, you know what I mean? And also with the timing of his jab. He was very, very precise with this jab. So we did already went over the swatting jab, where he'll use to widen up your guard so he can capitalize off of that. Now we went over the stiff jab that Lennox Lewis had, which is a nice hard jab right to your face, or it'll automatically reset you. But then he also had another jab, which is a rising jab from the waist that will come out to surprise you. Now this jab is the same type of jab that people are familiar with Larry Holmes having. That one that come out and just pop out. He's bouncing around the ring, then he just pops it up just like Ali used to do it, you know, trying to imitate it. Well, guess what? Lennox Lewis can do that jab too. You know what I mean? He can do that jab too, and he can do it flawlessly. You know what I mean? So the next jab after that one, because even with that one will surprise some persons. That's the type of jab you use to get out of trouble. That's the type of jab you can use when you on the ropes, or somebody's about to walk up to you and they flat-footed. They don't, you know what I'm saying? You can just surprise them with that jab. But then you also had another jab that he had. It was like a changing looping jab to a hook. And then he will follow it up with combos. So he'll hook off. It's like kind of a hooking off the jab a little bit. It kind of looks like a hook, but it's really a jab. And he will use that to body up with other combos. So this is it. So if he has you, if he got you hurt, this is the type of jab that really would, you know what I'm saying, really disgruntle you. You know what I mean? Because you ain't gonna know where it's coming from. You know what I mean? You're gonna be all discombobulated with this jab. Another thing that we gotta take into account is his trainer. Now, obviously, we know Emanuel Stewart is one of the greatest trainers in the world, Hall of Fame level trainers. So this is the guy that had Lennox Lewis perfect his jab. And the thing about it is, once he perfected that jab, bro, he was damn near invisible in the ring where nobody can touch him. Nobody. And when certain things happen, we had certain dilemmas in his career, it was cool. You know what? That was just a time in his career where, you know what, his game was off. Maybe his time was off. But when he rematched that guy, he overcame him using that jab, using that effective jab that's getting him through so many different fights, bro. He had the better jab. He had 4 different versions or variances of that jab. And he had a trainer in Emanuel Stewart behind him to help him perfect it even better. Now, somebody in the chat, hurry up and put Larry Holmes trainer. You probably don't even know him right off the top of your head. But I yield with that.
Already. All right, we're going to D Free. D Free. You got 10 minutes, brother. Tell us why it's Larry Holmes that has the better jab.
Yeah, like you said, he mentioned Larry Holmes was Ali's sparring partner, which he was. He also trained with Joe Frazier. He also trained with Jimmy Young. Now, Larry Holmes, he was the type of fighter that would stay on his toes and he would circle to the outside of his opponent using his jab. He would keep his jab in his face. And he said Larry Holmes only had 2 variations of his jab. That's a lie. He had different variations. He had pretty much the same variation that he said Lennox Lewis had. Because Larry Holmes would throw out the quick jab, the blind his opponent, and then he would throw it from the hip. He would throw it from the shoulder. He also had the power jab as well, and he also had the swivel jab where he made it look like it was coming forward, but it would come to the side of your guard. So him saying that he only had two jabs is bogus, because if you watch Larry Holmes, you saw Larry Holmes had different variations of a jab. And like I said, Larry Holmes, he would stay on his toes and he would pivot around to the outside of his opponent. Where if you look at Muhammad Ali would sidestep to the inside of his opponent. But what was different was when Larry Holmes bounces to the outside, he's on the opponent's jab hand. He's away from the strong hand, and so he was able to throw his jab and turn his opponent, and he would come with a hook behind the jab. And so Holmes did this in many fights, like I said, and he even did an interview where he said, they asked him who had a better jab, either you or Muhammad Ali. He was like, you can ask Muhammad Ali yourself. Muhammad Ali tell you, I got a better jab. I'm quicker than him. I'm faster than him. He said, if we throw the jab at the same time and I hit you before you hit me, that means I'm quicker than you. And so if it's coming out of his mouth, I'm gonna believe that he has a better jab than Muhammad Ali. And we all know, a lot of people say Larry Holmes had one of the best jabs of all time. Some people say it's better than Muhammad Ali. Shit, Muhammad Ali said his jab is better than his, so I'm going to take what Muhammad Ali said. So if Muhammad Ali said his jab is better, his jab is better. But like I said, I didn't see Larry Holmes drop his opponent with his jab. I didn't see he hurt his opponent. I seen him blind his opponent. Larry Holmes can throw this jab from different angles and you can't see it coming, because he'll change up the speed on it. And then he's always bouncing on his toes, so you never know when he's going to throw his punch, because he swings his arms as he's bouncing on his toes, so you never know when the jab is coming out. And when he throws the jab, by the time you realize it, he already did hit you with the jab, because the way he bounces and the way he moves his arms as he's bouncing, it always looks like he's throwing a feint, but at times he's just bouncing. So I have to say Larry Holmes has the better jab, because you couldn't defend it. You never knew where it was coming. You couldn't defend his jab. I didn't see Larry Holmes hit guys with 5 or 6 jabs at one time. He was just throwing the jabs out there, and the guys couldn't stop it because he was so quick, and the angles that he was throwing it from, you didn't know where it was coming from. Yeah, you could say that Lennox Lewis had a power jab, but that's what Lennox Lewis was known for, his 1-2. But his jab wasn't better than Larry Holmes. His jab was nowhere near better than Larry Holmes, because he didn't do what Larry Holmes did with his jab. He wasn't able to do what Larry Holmes was able to do with his jab. Like I said, Larry Holmes kept you guessing. You didn't know where the jab was coming. With Lennox Lewis, you pretty much knew the jab was coming, because Lennox Lewis is standing there. He's not on his toes. He's standing there, and he's coming forward with the jab. Larry Holmes, you don't know that, because he's always moving. You don't know when the jab is coming out. So if I had to say who has the better jab, I got to give it to Larry Holmes, because you couldn't defend it, because you didn't know where it was coming from. You didn't know when it was coming. And even you did know when it was coming, you wasn't fast enough to block it. Because, like I said, he was quicker than damn near everybody he fought, because of the way he threw his jab, because his jab stayed at his hip. A lot of times he would throw it from his hip. But then when he hold his hands up, he hold the high guard up, he's throwing it. And then when he's bouncing to your outside, he's throwing the swivel jab. And then he'll throw the power jab. So you couldn't defend, because you didn't know which one was coming. So I got to give it to Larry Holmes, and I'm going to rest right there.
All right. We're going to my brother, KingG. You got 5 minutes to offer up your rebuttal. Timer starts when you start talking, bro.
Yeah, I don't even think it's gonna take 5 minutes, bro. First of all, I never said Holmes had any variances of a jab. I said Lennox Lewis had variances of a jab. So you saying that I said he had variances, and saying he had 2 types of variant, man, you just made that up, bro. I ain't never even said that. And then you said that he had you said Holmes got a power jab, and then turn around and say Lewis also had a good, strong power jab. So you conceded to one of my type of jab. Then you said the swivel jab. Like, I ain't never even heard of that. Sound like you just making some shit up that sound good. But you definitely conceded that they both got a power jab. So, you know, that's a wash to me. And you didn't counter any of them points about the other type of jabs that I was talking about Lennox Lewis had. You know what I'm saying? And Holmes, I mean, bro, Holmes could not knock you out with no jab, bro. I don't know what you're talking about, but Lennox Lewis could knock you out with a jab. But Holmes could, and Holmes can hurt you or sting you with a jab, but he couldn't knock you out. Stop the cap, bro. Lennox Lewis would knock you out. When you look at Larry Holmes, bro, Larry Holmes has a 58% knockout ratio. That's like Floyd Mayweather's, bro. He's not knocking out everybody with that motherfucking jab. When you look at Lennox Lewis, yeah, this boxologist, KingG, baby. When you look at Lennox Lewis got a 75% KO ratio, bro. That means that every 4 fighters he fights, 3 of them is getting put to sleep, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you look, like I said, when you look at Holmes' jab, yeah, it'll shock you, bro, but it don't hurt you. You talking about they couldn't defend against the jab, bro? Who have you ever seen defend against Lennox Lewis' jab? Last time I checked, even equipped with a jab, remove their knockouts from the equation. Equipped with a jab, I've seen Holmes lose multiple decisions. So obviously his jab is not as effective, where when you look at Lennox Lewis, he don't lose no decisions with his jab. His jab, when it comes to decision, fights going to decision and he using that jab, you know, I know it's wrong, I'm just messing with him. But when you come in talking about his jab, bro, at the end of the day, he's 100% in victories when he's using his jab effectively, bro. You know what I mean? And he's not losing no decisions based on that, bro. You know what I mean? So you talking about, hey, you don't know when Holmes' jab is coming. You don't know when Lewis' jab is coming. He got 4 different variances of jabs. You don't know which one he's gonna hit you with. You don't know where he's setting it up. And then, not to mention, you ain't mentioned hey, I was the trainer. So Emmanuel Stewart is obviously gonna come up with the perfect game plan to take out any opponent. When you look at his game plan with his jab, when he fought Holyfield and he fought Tyson and he fought McCall, he was victorious. When Holmes used his jab when he fought those guys, he lost a decision, he was stopped, and he lost another decision, bro. So clearly, when you look at the body of work and how effective the guy's jab is in his weight class in the 90s, who rose to the top with their jab in their era? Because you can't tell me Holmes rose to the top of the 80s with his jab, because Tyson shut his ass down. Lennox rose to the top using his jab in the 4 different variances. He used his jab when he got in the 90s, bro. Variations, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? But I deal with that.
Already. All right, D Free, we on you. We on you, bro. You got 5 minutes to offer up your rebuttal. Timer starts when you start talking, bro.
No, you said Larry Holmes didn't have variations of jabs. And I gave the example of his variations of jab. And like I said, Lennox Lewis was known for a power jab. So for you saying he had all these different variations, that's not true. That's all he's known for is a power jab. That's what he's known for. And I never said that Larry Holmes knocked nobody out. I said he dropped people with his jab. And you talk about how Lennox Lewis knockout ratio 75% and Larry Holmes is 60% or 58, whatever you said. Last time I checked, Larry Holmes got as many knockouts as you got fights. So you sit there talking about like Larry Holmes can't knock nobody out. He got 44 knockouts. You got 44 fights. And Larry Holmes got as many knockouts as you got fights. And you say, who can defend against Lennox Lewis jab? Last time I checked, Oliver Miller did when he knocked Lennox Lewis out. Rockman did when he knocked Lennox Lewis out. So if Lennox Lewis jab is so great, how the hell was they smaller guys able to get in there and knock his ass out? Last time I checked, you said, oh, Mike Tyson knocked out Larry Holmes. Yeah, he did. He's the only person knocked out Larry Holmes, and Larry Holmes was in his 40s when he did it. Larry Holmes wasn't a young Larry Holmes. He had came back off of 2 retirements, and that's when he got knocked out. But like I said, Larry Holmes has a better jab. We see the different variations. They cannot defend against the jab because you don't know where it's coming. All you got to do is watch the fights. The one thing that you see from Larry Holmes is his jab. You see that more times than not. It's his jab, because that's what he learned from Muhammad Ali, was to throw the jab. The jab is where he set up his attack. He set his attack up off his jab. And like I said, if you watch Larry Holmes fight, more likely than not, all you're going to see is his jab. He's throwing the jab from the hip. He's throwing the jab from the shoulder. He's throwing the swivel jab. He's throwing the jab on the move. That's what you see from Larry Holmes. He's throwing 5 or 6 jabs. When your man is throwing combinations, Larry Holmes is doing that with a jab. He's throwing 5 or 6 jabs at a time. So, like I said, I'm gonna get with that.
God damn, man. I'm enjoying this shit, bro. Let me put this damn let me put this goddamn shit, man. Let me put this fucking poll in this chat, man. God damn, bro. These bros is cooking like a motherfucker, dog. God damn. I don't care what y'all tell me. This is the best debate I've heard on this whole goddamn tournament. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about, bro. I don't care about. Hey, have your favorites and shit. I don't mean no disrespect to nobody, but goddamn it, this shit. Woo! All right, let's go to the judges. You first this time, right side. Who you giving this round to, man?
Man, damn. Once again, another close round. Shit, KingG came out cooking, man. Breaking down. First thing he spoke on was Holmes training with Ali, and so that's kind of where Holmes did find some of his jab from. But he also spoke on Holmes only having one type of jab, where he brought up 4 different jabs that Lewis had. Brought up the swatting jab to manipulate the guard, the stiff jab to reset you, the rising or up jab, as I like to call it, the jab from the hip, and then the jab that he said he liked to turn into a hook. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't know where it was coming from. If he had you hurt, he could really put something on you. He brought out how he had one of the greatest trainers ever that he learned the jab from, Emmanuel Stewart. Thought that was a great point as well. D Free came back. He brought the same point up from the beginning as far as Holmes working with Ali, learning the jab from Ali. Then he brought up how instead of just one jab, he had multiple jabs. He brought up the swivel jab. He brought up the power jab as well. Spoke on how Holmes would pivot to the outside using his jab. How or how he felt like Ali said that Holmes did have a better jab. And then because you didn't know where it was coming from, it was hard to defend it. Brought up how he was knocking people down with the jab as well. KingG came back in the rebuttal and said he never said Holmes had multiple jabs, and I thought, it kind of was a wash there because I didn't hear D Free say that. He brought up he didn't know what the swivel jab was. I don't know if he was joking or not. I've heard of the swivel jab multiple times in life. Brought up Larry Holmes not stopping people with the jab. Brought out how Lewis, he was more effective and didn't lose when he really fought behind the jab. Brought Emmanuel Lewis back out, and then also brought up how why we watched Holmes lose multiple fights when he was fighting behind the jab. Then D Free came back speaking on how Lennox Lewis was known for, or he was saying that Lennox was known for the power jab. Said he didn't say that he KO'd people, but knocked people down with the jab. Also, he brought up he rebutted the KO point, saying that Holmes had as many KOs as Lewis had fights, and how when Lewis was fighting behind the jab, letting his hands go throwing combinations, that Holmes could do that just using the jab. Man, I thought it was a hell of close round. I'm really nitpicking at this point, to be honest with you. I had to deduct my brother. I had to deduct this point, or I had to deduct KingG when he brought up not knowing or not hearing the swivel jab. Also, I thought D Free did a good job when he rebutted the point about knockouts by saying he didn't say knockouts, he said knockdowns. I thought D Free had the better rebuttal round, so I gave him this round.
All right, let me go to BFTB, but hold on real quick. Shout out Sean Clark with the $5 in the super chat. Says salute KO in the chat. Driving right now, but shout out to all my usuals and everybody jabbing the like button. Yeah, shout out to you, Sean Clark. And shout out to Rahman with the $2 in super chat. They cooking with that old grease, 100% facts. All right, BF, who you giving the round to?
Jesus Christmas, man. Now, where I didn't think that KingG's initial push was strong in the first round, I thought he started right where he needed to. The Muhammad Ali thing, he came right out. He didn't pussyfoot around it. He came right at it at the Muhammad Ali thing, right? And it's a difficult point to get over, and he was scratching and clawing, and man, he gave him that he got that jab from Holmes. From Ali. I wouldn't have gave nothing. I would have worded that differently, and I know I've listened to this man. I know for a fact he could have worded that differently. I wouldn't have gave that. I would have said it, but wouldn't have gave it. So he sort of conceded it a little bit that the jab came from Ali. But then he started to crack at us, right? So I love how he came out. He went right at that talking point, and then he started to beat down that wall, right? He started talking about the effectiveness of the jab and the types of jabs. He started to go right at it. He talked about the trainer, which I think is a very good thing, because that eats at, the training of Holmes from the sparring from Ali, right? It eats at it. I really love that. I love the fact that he talked about the era of which they fought with that. But then again, I liked it and I didn't at the same time, because we've already addressed in the previous round that, there was more Hall of Famers that Holmes fought than Lennox fought, right? So I didn't like that part, but he came at it and he was, man, he did what he was supposed to do. He went at the Muhammad Ali thing and he started beating it down. But I think it was an uphill battle for him, and he did phenomenal. But D Free, man, Jesus, man, this is the one. This is the D Free came in. He talked about how his opponents, how the thing that stood out for me is how D Free talked about how Lennox is really not on his toes. He's just standing there with his jab, and the fact that Holmes was on his toes, so you really didn't know when the jab was coming. You knew when Lennox was coming, but you didn't really know when his was coming. I like that. I like that the point that they put out. Well, if my homie KingG said that Ali with the jab, well, Ali said that Holmes got a better jab, right? So he aided that one hard. I like where he talked about the angles where the jab was coming from. I like where he talked about the piece that for me, the final piece for me was when he talked about how Lennox lost to smaller guys when he had that reach and the jab advantage, and he lost to smaller guys, got knocked out by those guys. Whereas the only person that ever knocked out Holmes was Mike Tyson when he was in his 40s, mid 40s. So for that, I gave that to D Free. Hell of a fucking round, guys. Man, y'all are killing the game. Hell of a round, but I gave that one to D Free.
All right, man. Damn, what a close ass round. So I'm not gonna belabor the point, because we both right side and BFTB gave a lot of what happened in the round. Just for me, my vote also went to D Free, and the main thing, the KO rebuttal was nasty. The rebuttal of the Mike Tyson point was nasty. And then Lennox Lewis getting knocked out by smaller fighters with this great jab that he's supposed to have, I thought that was nasty. I thought both of them put on, and like, this is some shit that you can go back and listen to, like a rap battle where they just throwing bars all over the motherfucking place, and you go back and you listen to it, and it hit harder the second time, then you listen to it again, you catch something the third time that you didn't get. Just straight fucking fire, bro. Like salute to both of y'all, bro. Like, I literally had to ask myself, like, did I give these motherfuckers the question before the debate or some shit? Like, just fucking fire, bro. But I agree with BF and right side, and we on to see who going to the championship like we should, man. 1-1 going into the third round, and I got one for y'all, bro. I got one for y'all. So here's the third question. D Free's gonna go first on this one. Let me take the poll out real quick and let me see what y'all thought. So in this one was kind of like the first round. So the chat voted, and the chat feels like 58% of them had D Free winning that round, and 42% had KingG winning that round. So here we go, y'all. For the money on the line. You know what I mean? Who gonna go in debate for $850, bro? Y'all bring this shit like you trying to get to that bag, bro. And here is the question. Okay. Here's the question. This is what I want to know from y'all. I got 3 criteria for y'all. I want you guys to consider the accolades of these fighters. I want you to consider the competition that they faced, not the competition of the era. I'm being very specific here. The competition that they faced, along with the performances that they put on. So think of their best performances in your opinion. So their accolades, the competition that fighter faced, and their performances. Who has the better resume? D Free, 10 minutes, brother. Timer starts when you start talking, man.
All right, man. Let's go to the accolades and the competition. I mean, the accolades. I mean, it speaks for itself. Larry Holmes was the WBC champ. He was the IBF champ. He was also the linear champ and the ring champ, the world heavyweight champ. Now, Larry Holmes defended his WBC belt 16 times. Let me say that again. He defended his belt 16 times against Ernie Schaefer, Muhammad Ali, Trevor Burke, Leon Spence, Gary Cooney, Tim Witherspoon, and then some other guys. But those are the known fighters that has the big names. And you can throw in there Mike Weaver as well. Those are the guys that was known. Those are the guys that he defended against and beat those guys. Now, when he got the IBF championship, he beat Bone Crusher Smith and 2 other guys. Those 2 other guys, they decent opponents, but Bone Crusher Smith was a name. And like I said, this man defended his title 16 times. Larry Holmes was 48-0 before he took his first loss. He was 1 shy of meeting Rocky Marciano's record of 49-0. And he lost that fight to Michael Spence. He tried to rematch Michael Spence and lost again to Michael Spence. But this man was 48-0, and he had his belt for 16 defense. The man had his belt from 78 to 83. And the only reason why he didn't have the WBC belt up until 84 was because he dropped the WBC belt. Because I'm going to go back to what my opponent said in the first round. He said, why didn't he fight Greg Page? Well, the reason why he didn't fight Greg Page is because they was offering him $3.1 million to fight Marvis Frazier when they was only offering him $2.2 million to fight Greg Page, and he felt like he should get more money for that fight. And they wasn't giving him no more money for that fight, so he went ahead and fought Marvis Frazier and beat Marvis Frazier, which is another person that was on there that he beat, but that was early in Marvis Frazier's career. But he beat Marvis Frazier, and then a month later, he dropped the belt, and he became the first IBF champion because the IBF had just came into existence as a major sanctioning body, and they asked Larry Holmes, would he take their belt to be the heavyweight champion for the IBF? And he took that belt, and he defended it 3 times before he lost to Michael Spence. But this man, like I said, he fought Ken Norton for the belt. Now, I know my opponent said Ken Norton was a shit, but what you have to realize, Ken Norton was a power puncher. He was a pressure fighter. He liked to weigh on you and commit that pressure to make you have to fight. But what people don't know about that fight was 6 days before he fought Ken Norton, Larry Holmes tore his left bicep. So he fought that man pretty much with one hand. He tore his left bicep. And we all know that Larry Holmes was an orthodox fighter. So his left bicep, that's his jab hand. That's what he's using the jab with. So the fight was neck and neck for 14 rounds. They had it 7-7. And then the last round, Larry Holmes commenced to whooping Ken Norton's ass and won that title in 1978. So I understand you say Ken Norton wasn't shit, but you have to realize that Ken Norton was fighting a one-armed man and he still got beat by Larry Holmes. So this man, like I said, he put on a clinic against Ernie Schaefer. Muhammad Ali came back in 1980, wanted to fight Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes looked at Ali as an icon. This was his mentor. This was the guy that got him in the sport of boxing, showed him what he needed to know. And he beat Muhammad Ali for 10 straight rounds before they decided to retire him in the corner. Every judge had Larry Holmes winning that fight. Now, I understand y'all might say, oh, well, Muhammad Ali, he was coming back from retire. But Muhammad Ali was the one that called that man out. Larry Holmes probably would have never fought Muhammad Ali because that was his idol. That's who he looked up to. He was a young guy coming up in the game when he fought Muhammad Ali. And so Muhammad Ali called him out. He fought Muhammad Ali and beat that man 10 straight rounds. Then he fought Trevor Burbick, and he beat Trevor Burbick 15 rounds. Trevor Burbick put up a good fight, but he beat that man. Then he moved on and he fought Leon Spence, knocked him out in the 3rd round. Then they made the fight, quote unquote, the fight of the century when he fought Jerry Cooney. This was the great white hype, a great white hope. They made a movie about it. Damian Wayans, Jamie Foxx, Samuel L. Jackson, they made a movie about it. They paid that man $10 million each for that fight. And Larry Holmes was the guy that everybody looked at as the villain because he was fighting an Irish guy. And this when Larry Holmes really started seeing all of the racial stuff that was coming out in the sport of boxing. This man had people following him around and calling him the N-word and this and that or whatever. But this man went out there and beat Jerry Cooney and knocked that man out in the 13th round. So this man, like I said, he was 48-0 before he took his first loss. He defended his title, 16 straight defense before he threw it in the trash and then took the IBF and defended that 3 more times. So technically, he was a champion for 19 straight fights and defended it 19 straight fights before he lost. And I'm going to yield on that.
All right, King G, you heard him, man. You got 10 minutes for your opening statement. Let me get my timer straightened again. Accolades, the competition that Lennox Lewis placed, the performances that he put on. Explain to us why his resume is better than Larry Holmes. You got 10 minutes. Timer starts when you start talking, bro.
What's so crazy is it was like I was really wrapping up 2-1 in the first round when I was showing why his shit is better and why the 90s was better, because most of the 90s fighters, the 90s greats, it's on Lennox Lewis' resume. It's so crazy, man, that this dude, he said Bone Crusher Smith had, well, he mentioned Bone Crusher Smith, but we all know Bone Crusher Smith had hella losses. And he said earlier in the first round that Bone Crusher Smith wasn't shit, but he's giving credit to Holmes for beating him. And then you talking about my question earlier, it wasn't no Greg Page or John Tate. I asked why didn't he unify with Jerry Cosey when he had one strap and Cosey had the other strap? You still ain't answer that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Frazier, instead of you gonna fight Marvin Frazier instead of Joe Frazier? That's what you going with? Even though him and Foreman the same age, so he could have fought Joe Frazier, but he fought Marvis, right? Who was green. You know what I mean? He didn't put on no goddamn clinic when he fought Shavers, bro. That was a war. That was life and death. Shavers dropped him. He ain't dropped no Shavers. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about you put on the clinic, bro. That was life and death, bro. That was life and death. You know what I mean? And the Ali shit, bro. Everybody knows Ali needed a fucking payday, bro. The man was 38 years old, bro. He was 38 years old. When you look at Lennox Lewis, bro, Lennox Lewis was the fucking defeated 4 undefeated champions in the 90s, bro. He never lost to the same fighter as a pro or amateur, bro. I mentioned hella champions he fought, bro. Mike Weaver, champion, resume. Tony Tucker, champion. Razor Ruddock, top contender. Frank Bruno, champion. Morrison, champion. Ray Mercer, champion. McCall, champion. Kawande, champion. Briggs, champion. Tyson, champion. Holyfield, champion. You want to talk about the resume, bro? Who got the better resume? The competition, the accolade, bro. The man had 15 KOs inside the 3rd round, bro. He's Olympic gold medalist. And who we got for a gold medalist on his resume is Riddick Big Daddy Bo for the gold, bro. For the gold, talking about accolades. Out the gate, man, he's the golden egg right out the gate. He showed he got the ability to adapt to any style, man. All these different dudes that he fought had different styles, and he adapted to all of them, bro. Do you know that Lennox Lewis put 3 of his fighters that he fought into retirement after they fought him? Now, who Holmes do that to? Who did Holmes do that to? This dude got everything, bro. His performances, knockout. You brought up he had lost to Rockmine, but what'd he do? Came right back, stop Rockmine. You know what I mean? You brought up the McCall. What'd he do? Came back, stop McCall. McCall had a damn panic attack in the ring, bro. This dude clearly got the best accolades, competition, performances, anything you want to name, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when you're talking about overall fights against champions, it's Lennox Lewis that got 17 and Holmes got 16, bro. Champions that we talking about, champions beat. It's Lennox Lewis that got 14 and Holmes only got 9, bro. You know what I'm saying? If we talking about, the wins versus the champions, it's Lennox Lewis that got 14, bro. You know what I'm saying? When we talking about how I mentioned earlier, when Hall of Fame fights, yeah, Holmes fought 6 of them, but he only beat 2. And Lennox Lewis had a shorter career, fought 4 of them and beat 3. Lennox Lewis had 2 lineal titles, bro, to Holmes 1. We talking about accolades. He's killing them, bro. Lennox Lewis won 6 world titles. Holmes only won 2 world titles. Holmes ain't never been undisputed in his life. Make that as a note. He ain't never been unified in his life, ever. Lennox Lewis did that hella times, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got, as a ring champ, he's been a Ring Magazine champion 3 times to Holmes 1. And get this, Lennox Lewis has been a top 10 rated fighter for the last 13 years. To Larry Holmes only been for 13 years, and Larry Holmes only been a top rated 10 fighter for 10 years. Lennox Lewis was in the top 3 rated fighter for 11 years. Holmes only had 9. When you look at the KOs of champions, man, Lennox KO'd 9 of them to Holmes 7. When we talking about KOs of Hall of Famers, Lennox KO'd 2 of them to Holmes 1. He's better, bro. He's better. And on the top of all this off, he had a 14-year career compared to Larry Holmes' 29-year-old career. He got the work done early, bro. These guys that he fought guys, bro. You can't tell me Holyfield beat 17 world champions, bro. And he beat Holmes. So whose resume is better? They both of them is on there. But Lennox is the only one that beat him. Both of them is on Tyson resume. But Lennox is the only one that beat him. Both of them is on Alan McCall resume. But Lennox is the only one that beat him. So who has the better resume? Because it's one thing to have a name on your resume. It's another thing to have a fucking champion on your resume, and a prime champion at that. Because the reality is this, bro. When Holmes fought Ali, he fought the name. Hear what I'm saying to y'all, bro. Holmes fought the name. He didn't fight the boxer, Ali. He fought the name Ali. When Lennox Lewis fought Holyfield, he fought the boxer Holyfield, undisputed Holyfield. When he fought Tyson, he fought the fighter Tyson, bro. The Tyson that come out in the first round and swinging on you, bro. The Tyson that's going to come out trying to knock your block off. You better show you can fight if you're going to last with him. That's the Tyson that hit. And it was KO over the year. The Tyson knockout was KO over the year. So Tyson was highly ranked at the time that he beat him, regardless of what you say. You know, at the end of the day, the dude clearly got the better resume, bro. All these different champions that he fought, bro. All these champions that he beat. He beat 14 champions. It don't matter. Say you both fought 20 champions, but this guy beat 14. and this guy only beat 9. Who's better, bro? Who had a better run? And these guys that he fought in the 90s, because you got to look at it. It's more known. It's more television. It's more internet now. You know what I mean? So these guys are getting even more known in the 90s, bro. These was good fighters that he fought, man. These is movie stars. Tommy Morrison was on movies. Frazier was on Ali. I mean, not Ali, but you know what I'm saying? Tommy Morrison was on movies, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get off too much, but Tommy Morrison was on freaking movies, G. At the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? He beat the best of the best, bro. He didn't look to duck nobody. He fought them all, bro. And he knocked out people, bro. He knocked people you didn't even think he was going to knock out. He stopped them, bro. Left and right. Stoppage. No matter who it is. And then if he don't stop him, it's a fight against a top opposition, bro. Hard fight against top opposition. There's no way that you can say that Larry Holmes' resume is better than Lennox Lewis. And Lennox Lewis did all this inside of 44 bouts, bro. Inside of 44 bouts, gold medalists. All these champions, bro. All these champions. Like almost 1/3 of his resume is champions. And then if you look at Larry Holmes' resume, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. Being a washed up Bone Crusher Smith ain't gonna put you over there for over Lennox Lewis, bro. Not to me. And I can get deeper than that, bro. I can get deeper than that. Why don't you talk about how he beat Ken LaCosta, had 19 losses, or Ebron Martin had 15 losses, Jamie Howe 13 losses. Where are these type of guys on Lennox Lewis' resume, bro? He's fighting top competition back to back. I was telling y'all guys back to back. Tony Tucker, Frank Bruno, back to back. Ray Mercer, Oliver McCall, back to back. Kawande, back to back. Galata next. Back to back, bro. Back to back. Show me Holmes doing that. And when Holmes do it, I'm sure you know what Holmes look like. Spinks, loss. Spinks, loss. Tyson, knockout loss. That's what happened when he going back to back fighting dogs, bro. Not Lennox Lewis, man. Lennox Lewis, the Kobe Bryant of the era, bro. Like I said, I yield.
All right, D Free, you got 5 minutes. Offer up your rebuttal. Timer starts when you start cooking, man.
Can y'all hear me?
Loud and clear, bro.
All right, man. He talking about these guys had 19 losses and all that stuff. Where these guys at on Lennox Lewis' resume? Well, as I remember, Lennox Lewis fought Andrew Grenard 11-30 and 5 draws. He fought Melvin Epps 14-19, 1 draw. He fought Noel Kors 19-11. You talking about like he's been fighting world killers. You said when Larry Holmes fought Muhammad Ali, he fought the name. But when Lennox Lewis fought Mike Tyson, he fought a killer, a man that come in there and knock him. Not in 2002 when he fought Mike Tyson, because that's the only time he fought Mike Tyson. In 2002, that was an old washed up Mike Tyson. That wasn't a Mike Tyson from the late 80s and the early 90s. That was not the same Mike Tyson. That was a Mike Tyson that was trying to get a paycheck. That's who that Mike Tyson was. So you can get that shit the fuck up out of here. That shit ain't gonna fly over here because I watched Mike Tyson's career. He wasn't no killer in 2002. Man, you sitting there talking about why Larry Holmes never unified. Well, if you want to know why Larry Holmes unified, obviously you probably didn't do your research. Larry Holmes didn't unify with the guy you was talking about. I can't remember what his name is. He didn't unify him because they was scheduled to fight at Caesar's Palace, and Larry Holmes was supposed to get, I believe it was $13 million, and the other guy was supposed to get $10 million. But they never received their money, and the Caesar Palace never received their money. So that's why that fight got canceled, because they was never paid. So you want to know why he never unified with the guy, because the promotional company didn't pay for the venue and they didn't pay the fighters. That's why they didn't unify. So, like I said, just do a little bit of research. You'll see it in your research. But let's go back to. He said Bone Crusher Smith. He said I said Bone Crusher Smith was nobody in round 1, but now I'm saying he's somebody in round 3. I never said Bone Crusher Smith was nobody. First of all, I said he beat Bone Crusher Smith just like you brought him up in round 1. And what I said was when he fought Bone Crusher Smith, he fought that man. That man had a name. That's what I said. He had a name. I never said he was a world killer at the time that Larry Holmes fought him. I said he had a name. So if you're going to repeat what I say, just make sure you hear a little bit clear so you can repeat it. Because I said he had a name when he fought Bone Crusher Smith. But like I said, you never rebutted. Larry Holmes was 48-0 before he took his first loss. He has 16 title defense. You can say Muhammad Ali was old, he was just a name. Once again, Muhammad Ali called him out. You could say Jerry Cooney wasn't this, wasn't that. Jerry Cooney was undefeated. You said you brought up Mike Weaver on Lennox Lewis' resume. Larry Holmes already beat him. So you saying a lot, but you saying a little because Larry Holmes still defended his title as the WBC champ, 16 consecutive fights, and then followed that with 3 more fights as the IBF champ. And if he wouldn't have threw his belt in the trash, he probably would have been a unified WBC and IBF champion because the WBC wasn't going to strip him. He just threw it away on his own. So he had 2 titles, and he defended it for 19 years. He was the linear champion. He was the world heavyweight champion. They looked at him as the champion at the time that he was reigning. He was undefeated, 48-0. And I yield.
All right, King G, you got your rebuttal. You got 5 minutes, bro. Timer starts when you start talking. You heard what D Free said. Go ahead and fight back, man.
Hey, man, it's funny how the top opposition, you did notice he ain't say nothing about no David Tua that he fought. He ain't say nothing about him. He didn't say nothing about his performance against Michael Grant. He didn't say nothing, the knockout in 2. He didn't say nothing about his performance against Galata, knockout in 1. He didn't say nothing about his performance against Razor Ruddock, knockout in 2. You ain't say nothing about that, bro. You talking about, you know what I'm saying? What you say, Mike Tyson was old? Bro, Mike Tyson hadn't lost since Holyfield at that time. And Mike Tyson he was coming off a winning streak, and he had just beat Brian Nielsen, who was 62-1 at the time. Better record than Holmes. So get that bullshit out of here. Not to mention that Brian Nielsen dude also beat Larry Holmes. You never rebutted his losses. Matter of fact, you won't even speak on his losses, bro. You talking about, he fight Ali because Ali called him out. Well, guess what, bro? Tyson called out Lennox Lewis. Didn't Tyson call out, I want his heart. I want to eat his children. Didn't he say all that? He called him out. So now you knocking him and saying Tyson old, but then you don't want to say Ali's old. That's a contradiction, brother. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, he already had beat Ray Mercer, bro. But he never beat Evander Holyfield. He never beat freaking Oliver McCall. Why you want to address those, bro? He never beat Mike Tyson. You knocking him. What about when he fought Mike Tyson? He got his ass knocked the fuck out, and he was using that jab that you say is all good and everything. You talking about you gonna try to be slick. I hear you try to be slick talking about, oh yeah, you naming like 3 or 4 guys with big losses that Lennox Lewis fought, but fail to mention that he fought those guys at the beginning of his career. Now, when you look at Larry Holmes' career, Larry Holmes was fighting these dudes at the beginning, at the end, throughout his career. Like I said, he fought Ken LaCusta, 19-0. That's one, because you named like what, 3 or 4. So let me name more just so we can get the numbers right. He fought Ken LaCusta, who had 19 L's. That's 1. He fought Everett Martin, who had 15 L's. That's 2. He fought Jamie Howe, who had 13 L's. That's 3. Holmes fought Jesse Ferguson, who had 12 L's. That's 4. Ain't that what you did? I can keep going. He fought Gary Lane, who had 10 L's. He fought Fred Askew, who had 12 L's. He fought Billy Joyner, who had 10 L's. What you talking about, bro? This is easy, man. This is easy. Ain't no way you don't convince me this man that'll be 14 world champs. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me he got better accolades, bro. Ain't no way he don't have the best accolades with these guys, bro. You know the unified title wins, Holmes got 0. Lennox Lewis got 6. Unified title defenses, Holmes got 0. Lewis got 4. I ain't even dropped them gems yet. I just told you about that. And here's another catcher. Holmes had been in two unification title fights, and he lost both of them. But Lennox Lewis been in 8 unification title fights, bro. And he got 6 wins, G. 6 of them. So whenever you get through, when you looking at the accolades, what the fuck was he? This nigga was losing to fucking Nikki Wells in the amateurs, who had a record of 16-7 in the pros. Bomb. This nigga was beating Riddick Bowe in the amateurs for Olympic gold. Right out the gate, bro. Right out the gate. Fighting champions before he even winning world titles, bro. And then unified, going undisputed, getting robbed. And when he fought Holyfield, came back and fought a prime Holyfield. The same Holyfield that bought Holmes. But whose jab was better? Who jab was better against Holyfield, bro? You know what I'm saying? This dude ain't never lost a freaking decision, bro. Never lost a decision. He has champion after champion on his resume, bro. 14 wins, 4 Hall of Famers, beat 3 of them. What are you talking about? It's a wrap, bro.
You got 50 seconds. You got 50 seconds.
I got 50 seconds. Well, I'll tell you this, bro. When it comes to resume, when it comes to performances in the ring, man, people ain't looking back at old Holmes shit. They'll look at Lennox Lewis shit. He got memorable fights that people are familiar with. When you talking about Holyfield, when you talking about Tyson, you know what I'm saying? Holmes still trying. Holmes is really a shadow of Ali that just didn't make the cut. We talk about Lennox Lewis being ranked number 3 of all time heavyweights. And we talk about Larry Holmes, man, he down on the card, bro. He brought number 9 and number 10, bro. Number 9 and number 10. But I yield.
That is the end of. Look at my. Oh my God, bro. God damn, man. Shit. All right, let me catch. Man, shout out Dre Finance in the super chat. Put the $5 says the roof is on fire. We don't need no water. Let that motherfucker burn. It's lit up in here. You dig? Fire. I agree. And shout out H Entertainment with the $20 in the super chat. Says salute knockout producer of the year, man. We working, bro. Shout out to everybody that's participating. All right, man. Let me put the poll in the chat. While I'm doing that, let me go to the judges. I'm gonna go to right side. For right side, you give me round 2, man. Ooh.
Man, this was another good round, man. First off, hey, salute to both debaters. Hell of a debate. Possibly one of the best debates I've judged in a long time, or possibly ever. Hell, man, D-Free came out cooking. He brought up the 16 title defenses that Holmes had. He went to him being 48 and 0 before his first loss. He brought out how he was offered more money for the Frazier versus the Page fight. How he was the first IBF champion. He brought up the Kent Norton fight, how Kent Norton was a power puncher and a pressure fighter, and Holmes won that fight with a torn bicep. How he beat Ali, and how they made a movie about him and Toney. Then my brother KingG came back. KingG, he came back. He rebutted the Crusher Smith point that happened in the first round. Spoke on why he didn't unify when he had that opportunity. How he got dropped by earned by Shavers. How Ali needed a payday for that when that fight happened. Then he went into the 4 undefeated champs that he had fought. He talked about the 15 KOs inside the 3rd round, how he was a gold medalist, how he had never lost to a fighter twice, the 16 fights against champions, the 14-9 wins versus champions in Lewis' favor, the 3-2 wins versus Hall of Famer in Lewis' favor, the 2-1 lineal champion in Lewis' favor, how Lewis was undisputed. How he had point after point in that first round. I thought the rebuttal round was very close, but I thought KingG's opening round it really put him ahead in this round. In my opinion, I gave it around to KingG.
All right, let me go to BF. BF, who you giving around? BF, you there?
Yes. These are some bad motherfuckers, man. These are some bad motherfuckers. Listen,
Why
bro.
they here, bro?
I'm a bad
Why they here?
motherfucker.
Young Billy, what up?
I'm a bad mother. These are some. All right, hold on a second. Let me get my composure. All right, because it's hard because I'm a fan, and these are some bad boys, man. That man. All right, let's get to this. All right, accolades. Lennox Lewis, KingG got that hands down, in my opinion. Competition. Holmes. D-Free got that, in my opinion. And accolades, how KingG masterfully broke that down. Masterfully. The accolades is it. I think D-Free could have nibbled at that a little bit. But he didn't. And it was masterful. The competition, I leaned towards it because how we already gave the 4 Hall of Famer things before that. I think that was a hard mountain to climb when it came to the Hall of Famers versus the Hall of Famers of Lennox Lewis. I think that was a hard mountain to climb, and KingG was punching away at that. And I think he hammered him with that, he hammered him with the Ali being because I mean, keep it a buck, man. The names, the names that stand out is the Ali and the Tyson. Those are the names that stand out. I think he hammered at it when he talked about how, you know, Tyson beat Holmes but you know, Lennox beat Tyson. He talked about the age and how Ali was washed, and I think D-Free came back and he hammered at how Tyson was washed, and KingG came back swinging with, you know, the guy that he beat right before that, you know what I'm saying, who beat Holmes. But I don't think it was enough to get over the competition. So for me, it all boiled down to the performance. I swear to God, I wish I could just give both of y'all the dub because this was amazing.
It's not allowed.
But I know it ain't allowed
here.
I already know.
We don't do draws around this motherfucker.
So here it is. Here's the performance piece for me. The performances piece for me. This is what did it for me, right? So you have the 2 fights. You have the Lennox Lewis versus the Mike Tyson joint. You have the Lennox Lewis, you know, and the Galata. You have those, and KingG is phenomenal. He kept bringing those up. He kept grilling those. But where D-Free didn't capitalize, he didn't capitalize on the performance that didn't happen with Riddick Bowe. He didn't capitalize on that. And KingG was super smart by saying he got him in the Amis, right? He's super smart. But D-Free didn't pick up on the fact that you got him in the Amis, but you didn't. That's a performance that didn't happen in the pros. And I was swaying towards KingG with that. And then D-Free came back and he was talking about the performances, the Cooney, that Cooney, you know, that was there's still the movies about that. That's still a huge thing. And then he came back with with the one-handed fight against a power puncher in Norton. Those 2 points gave me the D-Free. Those two, those 2 gave me D-Free. Gee, that was a great one. Phenomenal job, both of y'all. Phenomenal job.
Man, damn. So it's on me. Look, man, I agree with everything that y'all said, and I heard the points that why Dub Right Side gave it to KingG. I heard why BFTB gave it to D-Free. For me, bro. For me, when you look at the way that they ebb and flowed in that 3rd round, it was some things that just, I feel like, I ain't gonna hold y'all, but I feel like it was 2 key points made that I just didn't think that the other guy got over the hump to those 2 key points. And those points were the points about the unifications and the points about explaining how they got some of the same people on their resume. This guy lost to him, that guy beat him, and to me, in a close ass round, bro, where you just nitpicking and you're looking and you're trying to see who you gonna give it to, and then the other one about the what was the other one, the ring, the lineal championships of Lennox Lewis, and how he like when KingG went into that spiel of how he defended undisputed this many times and he ain't never fought for undisputed, and he defended this that many times and he ain't never did that. It was such a great round, and I don't think you can give these guys enough credit for how they perform. But with that being said, bro, I gotta edge that shit to KingG, man. I gotta give it to KingG because I felt like it was so close. But I know the accolades and competition. I think D Free did a great job. He won the competition part. Performances about the same, but KingG just made me feel like the accolades were just so fucking wide, bro. He argued that so well that his argument it swayed me over just a little bit. But D Free, before I go to last words, stay right here because I got something for you. Before we go to last words, give me 1 second. All right, y'all. So before I give last words, everybody see Money Brown TV. Money is here. He is ready to debate, but his opponent Toney's reviews pulled out of the debate. So Toney's reviews will not be here tonight.
What the fuck, man?
Yes, bro. Yes. So Money Brown TV is winning against Toney Reviews because Toney is pulling out. I'm not gonna get into his business. He got a channel. If y'all want to go ask him why, that's on him. But it's much love and respect to him. But let me go to my bracket. So as a result, D Free, I need you to put your Cash App in the private chat. I'm about to send you this $200 right now, bro. You got third place. And then KingG and Money will be debating for
fucking deserved.
For first
Absolutely
place, bro.
Deserved. Absolutely fucking deserved.
Yeah, that shit was fire. Money, what's up with it, bro?
That was the
best. Going
man.
down, bro. Once again, Money Brown do all that goddamn hard work, up night, late night, studying, ready to put on a performance, and a nigga can't say 2 motherfucking words. You feel me?
Hey, I guarantee you this. No, KingG gonna show up. KingG gonna be here Wednesday. So I guarantee you that. He'll be here Wednesday.
Yeah, I know I got a problem on my hands with KingG, but I thought I was looking forward to Toney Review. I thought he was gonna bring it, right? I mean, man, I'm up late night. I mean, BL putting in work. You feel me?
Dog.
I'm like, man, it's gonna be a dog fight. You know, I thought both matches was gonna be a dog fight. And congratulations to KingG on the win. D Free did your fucking thing, bro. Like that shit was fireworks, bro. Like that shit was fucking fireworks. I thought KingG got it myself to 1. You know what I'm saying? I thought he edged the first and the third as well. I thought the third could have went either way myself, BF. So I see why he gave it, but on the same points of what BF said, you know what I mean? I thought, you know, KingG delivery and you know, a few little things where he could have touched on a little bit more, but great fucking topic. But yeah, man, once again, man, like damn.
I can't. This is the second time, Money. This is the second time for me.
Hey, yeah, Money done skated all the way to the final. He didn't have to do the quarterfinals or the semifinals.
Nothing.
They keep ducking him, bro. They keep ducking him, bro.
Oh my
God. Shit.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, bro, they keep ducking my bro. I wanna listen. I was going to talk boxing with y'all for a little bit, but I can't water this debate down, bro. I'm paying D Free his money, and then I'm gonna get everybody last words, and then I can't water this shit down. The performance that they put on, I gotta let that shit. I don't want nothing else other than that. Yeah. But here, I just hit the pay button, D Free. Let the people know that knockout is a real one, and let them know that you got your 200 as soon as you can, bro. I just sent that payment to you. God. So let them know when you got your money, bro. But let me go to right side, right. Well, no, let me go to Money. Money, go ahead and give your last words. You got Mayweather and Ray Leonard. You gonna have Ray Leonard and KingG got Floyd Mayweather, and y'all gonna get it on Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So same time that it was tonight, it's gonna be Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Money, give your last words. Let everybody know what's up, man.
Well, man, great fucking debate tonight, man. See you on Wednesday, King G, man. Great, shit. I'm with y'all, man. It was a hell of a debate. You know what I'm saying? I felt it. Y'all boys came with the passion. I know the chat was enjoying it. You know what I mean? But shit, I got a problem on my hands, bro. But we here. We here.
Already, Money. I appreciate you, bro. And we'll see you. We'll see you next time, bro.
BL, back to back, huh? BL.
Back to back, bro. Back to back, bro. You a bad motherfucker, dog. Back to
Hey,
back.
he gotta run it. Hey, he gotta run it. I don't know what. Hey, now you know what, Money? I ain't gonna give you credit. I blame BL for Steph not showing up. Toney, I don't know. I blame BL because he was
Hey,
so mean to Steph, and Terrence.
no. Like BL said, I'm a bad motherfucker. Even though it was coming up, it was the reason why.
Hey, I'm just saying, BL was talking to him crazy. BL was like, man, I know y'all both listen to me.
That's the thing. You feel like if I stumble like that against this motherfucker,
you a body.
You know what? I might just play sick. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to get
Don't
killed.
show up for work, goddamn me.
Yo,
already.
Hey,
BL, Money.
You're finished.
Hey, before money go, bro. I called Money, right? And I was talking to him. He was like, man, you can't be serious, bro. This nigga, he was like, man, I found out Manny Pacquiao daddy ate his dog. I was looking shit.
I mean, I done learned so much more shit about Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga think I'm ready to cook.
Like, what, bro? He's like, yeah, bro, his daddy ate his dog, and Manny Pacquiao moved out the house. This nigga got the whole documentary ready. He ready to give Tommy him and Hearns that work.
Hell yeah, bro.
It was not meant to be. But Money, I'm gonna go ahead and go around the panel, bro. You take it easy, and I'll see you Wednesday night, bro. Good luck to you.
No doubt, man.
All right, man. Peace out. All right, D Free, can you let the people know that you got your money, man? That I'm a man of my word, bro. And you got your 200, man.
Yes, I did. He did give me my money, and it's in my cash app.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And everybody, Money and KingG will get their money on Wednesday the moment that debate is over. But D Free, man, first annual TKO World Series of Debates tournament, man. Let people know about how you feel about your performance. And, you know, man, if you participate again, if you liked it, loved it, didn't like it, whatever, bro, the floor is yours, man. And great fucking debate tonight, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Man, I appreciate it, gracing your panel for these debates. Man, shout out to the judges, man. I'm glad I wasn't in y'all shoes because I was listening to KingG, and I know what I was spitting, and I was like, I'm gonna make it hard on him. And I told Knockout, you're gonna see a different side of me. This ain't gonna be the same deep free that y'all see debating. And so I had to do it because, hey, shout out to KingG, man. You're a hell of a debater. And I knew I had to bring it, but I told you I wasn't gonna go down without fighting, dog. We're gonna fight. We're gonna fight up here. But that was a hell of a debate, and I ain't got nothing but big respect for you, man.
Already. Shout out D Free, man. Congratulations again, man. Do something fun with that 200, man. And it's well earned. I appreciate your time, the studying you put in. I mean, you debated so fucking well, bro. People gonna be hitting me up and asking me, did I give y'all the fucking questions ahead of time, bro? Like that shit was nasty, bro. So salute to you, man. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon, dog.
All right, no problem, man.
All right, man. Peace out. All right, shout out to Byron Bradley with that $2 in the super chat. Says, blessings, KO. Glad I'm not judging. This is fire. And then shout out to 78 Sports TV coming back in that super chat with the $20. Says, great debate, brothers. I gave round 1 and 3 to KG and round 2 to D. Ain't nobody got a better jab than Holmes. Money paying dues to step aside.
Facts.
Hey man, I get the money. You know what I'm saying? I give you 50. Fuck out of here. Shout out Big Dog Willie. Hashtag Con is back. Hashtag TWT with the $5 in super chat. Says you hear Triple G is in critical condition at Las Vegas hospital because he got ran over by a unicycle ridden by a circus monkey in front of MGM. Facts. Damn, bro, that's a lot, man. You put a nigga in the hospital, Big Dog Willie? God damn, bro. Oh, there you go. Last time I remember, I can't believe a game is being played about me ducking. Oh man, come on. I ain't want to tell them your business, bro. I ain't want to tell them your business. I mean, it ain't like that, bro. It ain't like that, Tony. Don't take it serious, man. He said, I'm being blown up about ducking. I didn't duck anyone. I sent KO an email with video showing that my shit was. I didn't want to tell people your business, bro.
Good, Brody, you good, homie.
You all good, bro. It's
Shit
no
happens,
serious.
bro.
You could hit that link if you want to, though. But
Shit happens. Shit happens, Brody. You good.
yeah, bro. It's all good though, man. But salute to you, Toney, and you always welcome back, bro. But let me go to BF, man. BF go. Well, now let me go to KingG. KingG, man. What we in store for Wednesday? Congratulations. Let me know. Let the people know what's going down Wednesday night, man. And congratulations on the W, bro.
Yo, man, thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man. First and foremost, man, I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yah, creator of all. Man, it was a great debate, man. It was a great night. Man, I'm surprised I was ready for it, man. It was a nice, the strong split decision. Man, hey, listen, man. I'm the golden goose in this thing, bro. I came in as a late entry. You know what I'm saying? Right now, record 4-0, 2 stoppages. You know what I mean? So we definitely get it in the hard way, man. I feel like Lewis, man. Shit, I feel like I'm really taking on the guys I'm supposed to be taking on, man. Money Brown on acting like Holmes and shit, taking your layoffs and shit, man. Leaving in the 80s, coming back in the 90s, man. But yeah, bro, all in good fun, man. I know Money Brown, man, he a tough debater. So I just gotta be real sharp, man. I gotta take it to him, man. And just like with a D Free, man, I can't leave no stones unturned. I'm gonna come in, definitely try to come in with my A game. Y'all saw something different today, man. I knew I had to get more focused. I couldn't get rattled when I was going against D Free. I had to get real mellow. Sometimes when I see my face on the screen, it kind of give me hype and amp, and you know what I'm saying, just want to go in. So I definitely wanted to tone it down and kind of get more playing chess with him, man, because I was up here with a chess master in the boxing debating tonight, and he brought it, man. And I think we both brought it, man. I hope the chat, man, get the likes up. I hope everybody watching, man, enjoyed themselves, man. Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, man, all praise to the Most High, man. Thank God for my family, man. With my kids, you know what I'm saying, with my queens, Akaya, Ariana, like just the list goes on and on, bro. Yeah, man, I'm just happy, man, and I look forward to Wednesday, bro. So Money Brown, you better be prepared, bro. So one more thing, man, before I go, I gotta do a ritual. Excuse me for 1 second.
What you about to do, bro? What are you about to do?
All right, man. I had to zip D Free up, man. We catch your body, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's number 4. Money Brown, man, you number 5, man. So I just hope you're ready, man. I'm gonna have your bag ready for you, man. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody scream at me, man. Hey, follow my YouTube page, man. Follow me on Instagram. It's your boy, man, KingG, man. Hey, thanks, brothers, for having me. Bless you, brothers. BFT, Dub, Knockout, man. Hey, good judging tonight, bro. I definitely like the points you guys made, man, and definitely showed me areas I need to sharpen up on myself, man. And I'm just looking forward to Wednesday, bro. So y'all brothers be blessed, man. Just get excited, man. We're gonna come with some different stuff, man.
See you Wednesday. I'm ready to give away $1,100 to one of y'all.
Hey, man, I'm ready to take some of that,
bro. All right, man. Peace,
brothers.
Man.
All right, BF, bro. Last words, man. Hey, we trying to change the game, bro. We trying to do some shit different. That shit was nasty, bro. I had to turn my camera off, bro.
Dog, that was nasty, man.
I had to turn my camera off. I'm over here like, And look at L Dub. Y'all leave Toney alone, man. Toney the homie. L Dub say free Boxiana. Come on, bro.
Dog, that was
come on, dog. Y'all leave the homie alone, man.
That was amazing, bro. That right there. Yeah. That right there. Listen, bro. Either bro, that was amazing. That was amazing. I'm sitting here like, yo, I want him, dog. I want him, dog. Because that man is fire, dog. That man is fire. It is what it is. We'll meet up down the road. That man is fire, bro. That man is fire. Yo, KingG is a beast. All right, he is a beast. Absolute powerhouse, man. D Free did his thing. That was the best debate so far for me. That I know there was probably other ones that I wasn't a part of, but that one for me was the best. That was the best one right there. That man, they brought it. They brought it. So I can't wait till Wednesday, man. I can't wait. I want to see
bro.
Monnie.
The way that
how
they made that shit.
No, I just want to see how Monnie does against this. I want to see how he attacks this monster, dog. That's what I want to see. I want to see. I'm so curious of how he's going to handle this one.
Yeah, that shit, bro. The thing that was so impressive about those two, bro, was it sounded like they had prepared for those questions for fucking weeks, bro.
Yeah.
It sounded like they had, and you could tell that they just was like, yo, I'm finna learn everything about this fucking fighter, and I'm gonna learn everything about this other fighter, and I'm just ready for everything. And you could tell they was ready for any and everything, bro.
Yeah.
And that shit was, man, that shit was fun to be a part of, bro. That I enjoyed it, and that like D Free, I wanted to like. I know I want the winner, but bro, I want to debate you, and I need that D Free to show up, bro.
Yeah,
Like
I need that one too, dog.
that's the one I want, bro. I want
me
like,
too.
bro. Oh my god, nasty,
Yeah,
bro.
I want that one too, dog. Yeah, I want that.
Nasty, bro.
Yeah, I need that. I need that in my life. Let me
Facts,
go
bro.
subscribe. I gotta subscribe to KingG. I gotta make sure I'm subbed to KingG.
Yeah, I got his link up
but
there,
I gotta
bro.
make sure I am.
I got his link up there. But man, look, bro, salute to you, man.
Yeah, I'm out here,
and y'all go check out my brother BF. He'll be live tomorrow doing his thing as always over in the graveyard. Salute to you, BF.
Peace and blessings, homie.
All right, man. Peace out. All right, right side, man. Go ahead and get your last words, man. Let everybody know what you got going on, man.
Man, first things first, shout out to both debaters, man. A hell of a debate. Educational for the audience. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it seemed like these brothers knew the questions, and man, proud of both of them, and looking forward to this to the championship round. Looking forward to it. Man, we will not be live tonight, man. I am not feeling well, so I'm about to go lay it down. And so, man, shout out to everybody, man. Much love. I'll probably be live tomorrow and Wednesday, but just depending on how I feel. So, man, it is what it is. But much love to everybody, man. KO, man, you doing the people's work. Hell of a first tournament that you've had. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
we wrap it up on Wednesday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
shout out
sir.
to Miss
yes,
KO.
Sir. I'm
man.
giving away $1,150, y'all. So y'all come through. I'm giving away $1,150. The winners getting $850, and whoever lose on Wednesday, they getting $300. So, but I'm sure somebody will want $850 over $300. So you can expect them to be coming out this bitch throwing haymakers. But go ahead, right sir.
Man, if it's anything like tonight, man, we in for a show. And I'm excited. But shout out to Miss KO as always for allowing us to have your time. Shout out to you, my brother. And we'll do it again, bro.
All right, bro. Peace out, man. All right, man. Look, man, shout out to everybody that came through and supported this. I usually would go a little longer and I have much more time to talk boxing with y'all, but I got to stop it right here so people can come here because this is a debate that y'all should be talking about in the community. This is a debate that people should rewatch, and I want people to come here and you know what I mean, and be able to see it and not have to look too hard for it, because when I tell y'all this is probably the best debate I've heard, bro. Them brothers came in and put on, bro. And on Wednesday night, we got Floyd Mayweather Jr., Ray Leonard. Nasty debate. And I got some questions. Nasty, bro. Nasty. But anyway, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Shout out to my wife, Miss KO. Shout out to L Dub, Willie Williams, Haplo, Robert Singleton, Money Brown TV, Shady Slim, Rick Timms, Byron Bradley, BFTB, Dub Right Side, KingG, the boxologist, everybody in the chat that came through and participated, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thomas Hill. Y'all be sure to hit the like button on your way out. And if you don't do nothing else, man, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I got a ton of member videos coming this week for our predictions and stuff. So we working, man. We working. I'll see y'all Wednesday night, bro. Peace out.